What up guys, and welcome back to the channel. You already know who it is. It's Ron time from Wrench-a-holics, and today we're back in the lab. It's been quite a while since I made a video, and just to keep you guys up to speed with what I've been doing, I'm going to give you a little rundown with what I've done in my absence. So the biggest thing that we did was add on the angle kit. It's like a Frankenstein angle kit pretty much. I put it together. I'm using various parts, so pretty much 25 mil extended front lower control arms. They're boxed by Street Faction, and also a modded knuckle by POPSHOP, which is the local company here in SoCal. It does provide some anchorment adjustments, and obviously the I think it's a Maxima inners with some adjustable outers, and we're good to go. So pretty much what I've been doing is been driving the car, giving it like a little mini road test, a little shakedown to make sure all the parts that we put on it are working together and we're not running into any binding issues or rubbing issues, which is something that you will run into when you start modding your suspension and messing with the whole suspension geometry. So we've been doing that. I got most of the little things worked out. The only thing we need now is an alignment, but before that I'm going to be installing, as you guys can already tell from the thumbnail, we're going to be doing the SPL S13 Eccentric Lockout kit for the what do you call that trash system? Oh, for the non-HICA system, because that's trash. But so comes with 4 bolts and a bunch of washers in order for you to remove your OEM eccentric adjustment bolts, and you're going to be slapping on these lockout kit, which pretty much eliminates the eccentric adjustability, and it should be a 20 to 30 minute job if you know what you're doing. And car's already up in the air, enough talking, let's get to it. Alright, so this is just the underside of the car. Here's your tow rod. We're going to be swapping out that bolt, and just above it right there, that is the rucka bolt, so I could be swapping that out too. As you can see, the little indicator is on top right here. That's pretty much alignment reasons, so we're going to be taking everything out, so that guy and that guy. So alright, so if you're having trouble taking out the bolt and doesn't allow you to slip the bolt off, or if you skip the tooth that was in there, it's not going to allow you to take the bolt, so you're going to have to secure that little washer like I did with the clamp here, and then just rotate the bolt like normal, and it should break loose. Once it breaks loose, then you should be able to slip out the bolt and then continue with the installation of the eccentric lockout kit. So I'm going to take that off right now and then show you exactly what happened, which I believe it skipped a little groove and pretty much just jammed itself in, which allowed for pretty much no movement of the bolt, and I couldn't slip the bolt off like normal. So let me take this off and show you exactly what I mean. As you can see, the little protrusion is pretty much worn down, and I wasn't able to remove it and slide it off the groove because it had actually skipped off the groove, and actually, as you can see right here, started to strip a little bit of the threads. So anyway, this is pretty much junk anyway, so we don't care about it. Off to now installing the lockout kit. Alright guys, so here we are. I went ahead and removed all 4 of the eccentric bolts, just to let you know, if you are HICA model, you only have 2 bolts to remove, and that's going to be the bolts related to the rucka. And if you're not, then you're going to be taking the rucka and the toe, so pretty much the rear upper control arm and the toe rod eccentric bolts. So here we are. I am non-HICA, so I have 4 of them, so I already removed that off camera. I don't really need to tell you guys how to do that. Just remove it, take it off. But I'm just going to show you what the difference is and why it's beneficial to do the lockout kit install, as far as, you know, upgrading your suspension. So anyways, right here, this is the OEM eccentric bolt, and these right here, this primarily is the lockout kit. Reason for the eccentric part is, as you can see, the bolt is off-centered. So what that does is, every time you rotate the bolt in the confined space, the bolt will move left and right. And so that allows you to get your alignment on stock arms, because there is no adjustability on stock arms. They are at a preset length, and the only way to lengthen that is through the eccentric bolt. But the downfall of the eccentric bolt is that if you love to tap a curve or anything like that, you can actually loosen this and throw off your alignment, and that's no good. So we move to the eccentric lockout kit. Getting this centers the bolt in the bracket where it mounts up, and the bolt does not move, it stays. So this here is primarily and can only be used with the individuals who have adjustable arms, primarily the rucka and the toe. With that being said, if you don't have that, there's no need to go to this, because anyways, if you do this, you can't get an alignment correctly because your arm is going to be set and you cannot move the arm, whether it's the rucka or the toe. So I bought this kit secondhand, but it was new. There's no signs of like actually being mounted on. This was all me right now. The bolt itself was a brand new bolt. The only thing was, I don't know, for some reason, all the research I have done, the bolt was a 10.9. So the bolt that I got was an 8.8, and I'm not driving with that 8.8. So I went ahead and went to Ace and grabbed me a 10.9 along with the associated hardware to go with it. That's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and just replace what we took off, and then I'm gonna show you how to install it. Pretty much how to install it is bolt washer have to go together like so. You insert into the rucka or the toe, whichever one you're doing, and then before you put the nut on, you gotta put the other washer, put the nut, and then you torque it down. The torque to spec is 87 at the max, and that's per the FSM. So with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and put them on and go from there. Alright, so we are here at the last eccentric lockout bolt that we have to put in. I actually had to cut the bolt a little bit only because it was too long. I didn't want to have, you know, too much hang time. So we went ahead and cut it, modded it. The main thing is you want to make sure you have enough thread engagement. That is the main thing. You want to make sure you have enough thread engagement for when you want to torque down the bolts, or the nut I should say. So we're gonna go ahead and install this. Put you on the tripod. Oops. I'm gonna put you on a tripod and show you how it is. I mean, it's fairly simple. Again, install through the bracket, holding your arm. Put the washer on the back end. Put the nut on the back end here. Torque it down 87. Ready to jam out. Alright guys, so we finally put everything back together. We went ahead and replaced these bunk eccentric bolts because they're trash. And we went ahead and put the eccentric lockout kit on. Had to do a little setback because I had to replace the bolts once again from these 8.8s to the 10.9s. I just wasn't feeling the 8.8s. But for me, since it's a very tedious task to get the car up in the air, since I have the car up in the air, what I normally like to do is just double check to make sure everything is okay as far as the entire underside of the car. Excuse me. So pretty much I like to check to make sure the wheel bearings are okay. You know what I'm saying? The hubs and all that. And just do a little quick rundown on all the stuff that we put. There's a lot of moving parts here, you know. Want to make sure nothing binds or nothing hits. So I do have the Villains dual rear caliper, so you always want to check your lines to make sure nothing's rubbing. Also, you know, just check everything. As mentioned earlier, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was missing a nut off of the track rod. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. So it wasn't secured. So those are the things that you want to look for when you are, you know, working on your car, other than when what you're doing. So since you're already modding stuff, you might as well just give it a once over and make sure everything works. So for the next thing, you know, pretty much that's all you want to do. Double check your work. And that's pretty much it, guys. So next thing is drop the car down and off to the alignment shop. I do have an alignment appointment next week, so I'll be taking you guys along for the ride to see how that goes. It's a little place here local to me called Accurate Alignments. They do custom alignments, and I heard very good things about them. My friend actually took his car there. They said they're very low car friendly. Again, I don't want to be hit by the stance police. My car is not stance by any means, but it's low enough to make my life a living hell because I can't do things normally. I can't get an alignment in a normal alignment rack. It's too low. And I have adjustable arms. It goes so on and so forth. So, super excited. Again, finally get the alignment on this damn thing. It's been a while. I think it's been like 3 years. And finally get to have it set for the first time. But I got a lot more things to go over, just to let you guys, you know, just fill you guys in what I'm doing. I'm gonna be looking at the exhaust, making sure everything's okay from there. Gonna go look at the front suspension, make sure everything is tight on that. So that's pretty much it on the video, guys. I hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys like it. Again, super easy install. I mean, if you guys start working on your car and you can do other things, replacing 4 bolts shouldn't be any harder than what you're doing. But yeah, so hopefully you guys learned something from this video, and like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't. And for the guys who do watch my channel and aren't subscribed, you know, I do come out with these little how-tos, and hopefully they help. And if you know anyone who may need help, you can send them my videos and spread the wealth, the knowledge, and the love for building your car, you know. Again, it's better built than bought. Alright guys, there you guys have it. That is the SPL S13 Eccentric Lockout Kit install. Like I said, it's super simple. 20-30 minute job if you know what you're doing. You can run into some issues if it's your first time doing it, or if you got some like seized bolts on there, rusted out bolts, for some of you guys who live in that rust belt area, where doing suspension or exhaust can be very tedious due to the fact that you can just break bolts and snap hardware. But if you don't live there, again, 20-30 minute job, you know what you're doing, it's super quick and easy. I would say the investment for what you're getting and what you put into it is gonna outweigh everything else. It's such a cheap mod to do, but what you're getting is a reliability, and you're eliminating the variables. So yeah, so there you guys have it. Hope you guys learned something. Again, super simple, bolt on, bolt off type of deal, super quick. But yeah, so hope you guys like it, and coming out with more videos. Do have a lot of backlog stuff, so hopefully we can start picking it up just before the close of the year, and start punching out some content. Again, all of this was in preparation to get a proper alignment, which I haven't had since I put the car together. I've been riding on the same tires since then, and they were already getting thrashed, so I didn't care for it, and I don't normally drive the car. But now that I've done everything, as far as trying to get it a little bit more roadworthy, we're actually gonna start driving the car a little bit more often, and hopefully start to see some track time, because that is the reason why I built this car. I didn't build it for any other reason. So yeah, so hopefully that will come in the near future, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the content on that, because that's gonna be really cool, just to start taking the car out and hopefully doing what I want to do with it, instead of just, you know, leaving it here in the garage. So for my day ones out there, you already know what time it is. Hype is for the moment, and style is forever. Deuces.